Hey, I think it's time that we share with these folks some of the evidence that we collected at Hillview Manor. What do you think?
I think we have a lot from over the years. Let's do it.
We'll share some of it. Here we go.
Welcome to another episode of Our Haunted Travels with your hosts, Sean and Marianne Dawn.
Well, hello, parapeeps, and welcome to another episode of Our Haunted Travels. I am your host, Sean Donnelly.
And I'm your co-host, Marianne Donnelly.
That's right, we're doing another evidence review video for Hillview Manor. This is going to be one, probably going to do several because we have so much stuff from Hillview. We've been there like 4,000 times. No, actually, I think it was like 8 or 9 times we've been to Hillview. And we always get something. And I mean, even we were there just over the weekend and didn't like stay for the full-blown investigation. We went upstairs to get B-roll and we caught something. So we have so much stuff from Hillview. We're going to have to do it in multiple videos because I don't think you're going to sit here through an hour of evidence. You're probably going to get bored. If you have had a paranormal experience yourself, or if somebody has told you about a paranormal experience, now's the time. Leave it down in the comments and let us know while you're watching this.
And if you've had one at Hillview, really let us know.
Even better. Better. All right, so let's get on with it, shall we? All right, so like I've said, we've been to Hillview Manor several times. There's other locations we've been to several times. Mm-hmm. And we just collect a ton of stuff, a ton of media. A ton. I don't know if we could weigh it, and it would be a ton. It's digital media.
It takes a lot of space, let's put it that way.
It takes a lot of space. A lot of video, a lot of photos, thermal video, so here's some of the stuff here that basically we record on multiple devices when we're doing an investigation or something like that, and we don't really catch anything.
Not very often anyway.
Not very often. It's not the way it is on TV, folks.
That's right. Sometimes you can go to a place and you can get absolutely nothing, and you were there for 8 or 9 hours. Nothing at all.
And then all of a sudden, boom, never know.
Right. Or there's places like Hillview where you can go and pretty much, I don't think we've ever gone once when we didn't get something that we could look at and go,
Yeah. So now that we're doing our YouTube channel, this kind of stuff could become B-roll.
Yeah, the stuff that didn't have any evidence in it.
How cool is thermal imaging video?
It's pretty nifty.
And this equipment's not cheap. Although that thermal image that I showed you was from Andrew. That's his little device, but I got the same device, but he had his with him. So.
Right.
Actually, that thermal image, I want to explain a little bit. That is that room, if you watch the Ghost Stories and Folklore, which I'll put a link right here, that talked about, what's her name? Washed her hands.
Oh, Mary Aiella,
where she walked across back. You see her walking across back and forth from the room to get her hands washed. We shot thermal down that hallway for a little bit just to see if we could catch something walking back and forth. Mm-hmm. I'll show you some image right now of Mary Ann when she walked out of the room. Check this out. Yeah, so that's pretty cool stuff right there. She actually yelled out, "Can I come out now?"
I did, because I wanted you to know it wasn't a ghost. Yeah. I wanted you to know it was me. But that's something that's really cool. If you're recording that and you know there's nobody there, and all of a sudden you see something like that has that change in thermal energy.
Very cool.
That's very.
And later down the road with a different episode, we're going to show you some of that stuff that we actually did catch some things. So the first thing that we want to share with you, like I said, we just caught something this weekend. Mm-hmm. So let me set this clip up a little bit. After the conference was over and everything, we asked Rochelle, "Hey, do you mind if we go upstairs and get some B-roll? Because we wanted to make some videos for our fine YouTube family out there." She said, "Sure, go right ahead." Mm-hmm. So we were walking around. This area is the kitchen. Mm-hmm. I got corrected earlier. I said cafeteria. She goes, "No, that's a kitchen."
That's the kitchen.
This area is the kitchen. And I want you to watch this video real close and listen at the end at the sound we got. There's 2 sections in here that's kind of weird. The first, you hear this tapping noise or ping pong sound. Originally we thought that was my footsteps okay? However, you see where I turn and start walking back and you don't hear it. It stops. And then the second part, at the end, listen real close.
Plus, you were wearing tennis shoes,
And it sounded like flip-flops.
I
ping
thought
pong.
I thought it sounded like somebody with a cane or something, because you hear the...
Yeah. So we were just filming B-roll, and we caught this. So take a look. What the hell was that? So yeah, that's some interesting stuff. But that's Hillview.
Yeah.
You never know when something's going to happen.
Yeah, absolutely. You never know.
Right.
And that's the room that I don't like to have my back to. And I don't know why. I just don't like to have my back to that room. I can go in that room, no problem. But if I'm standing in the cafeteria, which is connected, through a little doorway, if I'm standing in the cafeteria, I can't have my back to that room.
All right. I think it was Ghost Hunters episode that did that right. If I would have turned left instead of right, right when it turned left was that room with the door that rattled when they were there.
Yeah, but they kind of debunked that.
it.
So,
yeah, but that's where
but that's the area. Yes.
All right. So the next thing we want to talk about is K2 meters. Okay. We use K2 meters a lot. We have several of them. What is a K2 meter? Well, a K2 meter or a MEL meter, they're two separate devices, but they basically do the same thing. It's where they can pick up EMF, electromagnetic field. Okay? Now, a cell phone or any type of fan or anything like that can pick up EMF. Of course it can.
Can give off EMF.
She's right. Can give it off, and a K2 meter can pick it up.
There you go.
Thank you for correcting me.
You're welcome, dear.
All right. However, in this next clip I'm going to show you right here, we were down in the basement. Everyone who was in that room on that investigation with us had their cell phones in airplane mode because we've investigated with these people quite a lot, and we trust that they put them in airplane mode. So there's no cell signal, nothing able to be picked up down in the basement. Watch this video, how the K2 responded on command. So watch this video. This is down in George's room, down in the boiler room, down in the basement. So this is pretty cool stuff. Watch this.
Can you tell me again what your name is, the person lighting up these lights? And can you make them light up again right now? Just wave your hand over this box and all them lights will light up again. It seems like every time that camera's pointed this way, it goes away. Like it knows you're trying to take its picture.
Somebody just laughed a few seconds ago.
No.
Yeah, it's a little giggle, but it meant to pull it up. Pull it up.
Come on, light these lights up right now. All the way to red. Bam.
There you go.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
That was beautiful. Thank you.
That's one of my favorite videos right there. Yeah, just on command. Could you light this up? The red bing, pigs. See, I don't know. Could it be George? Could it be a ghost? I don't know. We're just putting it out there. You guys be the judge.
Right. It's one thing to sit back and say, well, you know, oh, that device can just do that, or if something happens, it can do. But when you're literally in the middle of an investigation and you say, can you please do this now? And it does it.
Can you make
That's
this
what
happen?
makes you think a little.
Makes you go, Which leads us to flashlights. Okay.
And that's another one that's
Very
very
controversial.
controversial.
Yeah. A lot of investigators, oh, flashlight will just do that because of you could turn it a certain way and it builds up a charge and it'll light up. And we agree wholeheartedly. Absolutely, yes. However, when it does it on command, that's kind of interesting.
And we also, a lot of times, will have one on one side of the room, one on the other side of the room set up, and we tell the ghosts or the entities that are supposedly there, say, hey, over here, this one's going to be a yes. If they want to say no, use this one. And we can tell them to do that and ask them repeatedly, and they'll continue to answer on different ones, but the same questions. They'll answer it with the same flashlight, the same way, same
right.
responses.
So this video has been out on our channel for a while. I mean, a while, like since 2013, 14, I don't know. It's been out there. But I'm going to include it in here. This is the video that we recorded when we were in Mary Virginia's room. And we were singing nursery rhymes to her. And just watch how this flashlight responds when we ask it to respond. And how she responded to, well, allegedly responded to us singing. So check this video out.
Yeah. Oh, look at that. Mary turned on the light.
Wow. He's looking forward to it.
He's not here yet.
I'm just going to set this EVP recorder on the bed here for you. Just so that we can listen, hear some things.
Mary, do you want us to sing with you? Light the light up if you do.
Yes, she would want us to sing.
Okay,
Like the song Three
I
Blind
won't
Mice?
sing. Somebody else can sing with you.
Or who's going to sing with me? 1, 2, 3. 3 blind mice, 3 blind mice. See how they run, see how they run.
They all run after the farmer's wife. She cut on their tail with a butcher knife. Have you ever seen such a sight in your life as 3 blind mice? 3 blind mice. Yay.
Thanks for turning the light on, Mary.
Did you like that?
Did you like the songs?
Turn it off if you want us to sing another one.
Okay. How about Mary Had a Little Lamb? Do you like that one? Mary had a little lamb, little lamb, little lamb. Mary had a little lamb, his fleece was white as snow.
He followed her to school one day, school one day, school one day. He followed her to school one day, which was against the rules. Am I the only grandma here? Yes, you are.
You're doing great. You know all the words.
Hey, Mary, did she know all the words? What is your favorite song, Mary? Turn the flashlight out. We'll sing the Itsy Bitsy Spider.
3, 2, 1. Itsy bitsy spider went up the water spout. Down came the rain and washed the spider out. Out came the sun and dried up all the rain. And the itsy bitsy spider went up the spout again.
about Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star? Do you like that one?
Turn the flashlight on, Mary, if you like.
Yeah, okay.
Twinkle, twinkle, little star, how I wonder where you are. Up above the world so high, like a diamond in the sky. Twinkle, twinkle, little star, how I wonder what you are.
All right, turn the flashlight out, Mary.
So that's some cool stuff right there.
Yeah. Now this one is actually one of my very favorite pieces
Mary
of evidence.
Virginia's. Yep. Yep. That's pretty cool stuff.
Yeah.
We have another video too of flashlight. Now I'll set this up. This was down on 1 North. Different investigation, different time. So you see the videos a little bit cleaner. I think it was a newer camera, night vision camera. We were trying to communicate with Jimmy Snaps, who was known to walk the building and
Take pictures.
supposedly, but he didn't have
No
any film.
Oops.
But the flashlight, the way it responded, you asked like how many photos did you take today or something like that. I'm going to cut the audio on this one, but and it flickers like a count. And then you said something like 22, boom, it come on. You know, it's just kind of watch this. This is just the audio. Actually, we'll keep talking while we're playing the video, but you can see how it's flickering, and this is based on the questions and responses to it. So yeah, that's a pretty cool one too, down in 1 North down there. So. All right, that brings us to photos. Let's talk about photos a little bit. We got a lot of photos.
I love to take photos.
Man,
I use
love
photos to
take photos.
document the location first and foremost, to get a layout. It helps me later on to draw out the diagrams of the buildings because I know, okay, there's a window here, there's a door here. You know, I literally try to circle the whole place. And so I have a lot of photos. And then when you're doing an investigation, you take even more.
Yeah. So the first photo that we're going to talk about actually is a photo that Marianne didn't take. I think she took the first one. Okay. But the second one was taken with somebody who was on our, one of our, maybe it was a hunt that we were organizing or something.
Yes, it
Somebody
was.
come up and say,
Yes,
here,
it
check
was.
this out.
Yes.
So I'm going to play the video here so we could talk over it. But that's a picture right there of Jimmy Snaps. It's up on the 3rd floor.
Right. It sits on the nurse's station post.
This is the photo that they took. Now it's going to flip back and forth here. And that kind of looks a little bit like Jimmy.
A lot of people think this looks a lot like Jimmy.
Yeah. But that photo that was taken there was facing the opposite of that picture of Jimmy Snaps. So was it a double exposure thing, or which normally doesn't happen on a digital camera unless something's really wrong and they didn't really have any other pictures that were messed up?
Right.
Or was it some sort of apparition or something? Don't know. We're just throwing it out there. We're not saying it's a ghost. It's just something that can't be explained. It was really kind of interesting. So you touched upon a little bit on how you take digital photos during our investigation to see if we could collect anything. Do you want to talk about that a little bit more?
Sure. So I already mentioned that I go around the location and I take pictures of the location to help with documentation for later, for the location spaces and things. But when we're actually trying to collect evidence, we always try to take at least 3, sometimes more, but at least 3 pictures in rapid succession, basically as fast as the camera can take the next picture. And the idea behind that is to see if there's any change from one frame to the next. And hey, if there was something there and it's in a different spot later, or it wasn't there and now it is and then it's not again, or you can see it traveling across
So while
things.
you're talking, I'm going to show this next video.
Okay.
Go ahead and keep talking.
So,
and this is an example of down in the chapel, how there's multiple pictures taken from the same place, and you can see how those orbs and we'll talk about orbs here in a second, have movement.
Yeah, I just like to take those types of pictures just to see if there is something that I see when I take it. I'm going to take even more pictures, like, because I take my pictures so that I can see the frame behind me. What do they call that? The LCD panel or whatever. I take that with that up. So normally I'm taking the picture here and I can see what's going on. I mean, sometimes you can't see. I mean, they're kind of small, but sometimes if you can tell there's something there, I'm going to take even more pictures of it right then and there. Other times you don't know, so you just take 3 pictures and you move on.
And a lot of times too, it's like pitch black dark when we're taking them and the flash just goes off. Okay, so let's talk about orbs. Orbs are controversial in the paranormal
Big
field.
time controversial.
A lot of people, I don't like orbs, I just won't do it. It
I
could be
discount
dust,
all
it could
orbs.
be this, it could be a insect, it could be moisture, it could be dust. They're all absolutely 100% correct. They could be anything. We never say any of our evidence is a ghost or a spirit. We just say, this is kind of strange that this would pop up. Like when she said, hey, I took 3 pictures. Picture 1 doesn't show anything. Picture 2, there's something there. Picture 3, it's gone. If it was lens flare, if it was dust, you would have multiple. You have multiple, like snow looking thing. If it was a bug, it's a square or a line that shows a bug flying, that type of thing. But when they're round and you zoom in on them and they look like there's a face or they're emitting light or something, it's kind of interesting.
It's a little different.
Yeah, because orbs, the theory behind it is that's an entity trying to manifest. Okay, so it's like a ball of energy and you can capture those on your cameras. But
and some people say they can see them with their eyes.
Yeah,
I've never been one to be able to see that, but
right. But when you're taking pictures and you see dust or see rain or moisture, we just stop taking pictures.
Yeah, you can see, like, especially if you're taking something with a flash, you can see when that flash happens, you can see it right in front of the camera, and you're like, oh, this is a lot of dust in this room. I mean, sometimes you can taste dust because there's so much, but other times, you don't notice it, and sometimes you take those pictures and you don't see any of that dust in the way, and then there's something in your picture that you can't explain.
Right. So yeah, with all those pictures, I mean, yeah, we do take pictures and collect things of orbs. We always have, but a lot of people don't like that and they'll throw them out. But we got some really kind of cool orb pictures, especially from Hillview. So we're going to show them to you. We're not saying that they're ghosts or entities or anything like that, but they're kind of interesting. So, ready?
Mm-hmm.
All right. I have this set up that we can show you the pictures and you can see us at the same time.
Ooh.
Yeah, there we go. We're just real tiny.
That's all right.
Squishing my head. All right, so this is 1 North right here. That's the first picture you took with your crooked leg. Marianne has a crooked leg. All of her pictures are leaning to the right. I think one leg is longer than the other. This one's kind of straight
making
up.
fun of me.
Yeah, so that's the second picture, same shot down there. And I think if you look real close at those doors, you probably see Marianne reflecting.
Maybe.
There's the third picture. Just out of the blue, something kind of shows up. Right there.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's move on to the next one. So this is the hallway leading to the old boiler room.
Mm-hmm.
Remember the gentleman's name? There.
Eli Sorey?
Eli Sorey, that's right. Yeah, so this is a creepy place. Is it not?
Mm-hmm.
Yep, there's actually one right there I didn't see.
You
right
didn't
there,
circle that
right
one.
on the door. Actually, the mouse is showing it. So I don't think I circled that one. No, I didn't.
Nope.
There's one on the door. And then the second picture, I'll bring back up again. There's the second picture. And there you go. There's 2 right there. Now, if you look real close, that one on the top looks like it's like has its own light.
It's definitely much brighter than the other.
It's much brighter.
Yeah.
All right. So this is like that same room, but
Same
around
area,
the corner. Yeah. So that's the first picture. There's the second picture. Then the third picture. Do you see it? It's right there. Yeah. So these are taken in rapid succession, so I can't say it's, glare off of those windows.
Right.
Because it would have been in the other two.
Correct.
Yeah. So.
And
if you can't explain
kinda
what's
high.
going on, we throw it into the interesting folder.
there you go.
Okay. So this is just one picture here. This is shooting down those steps. You only got one shot of that though, and I happened to see that one right there.
That was just a quick,
Yeah.
my quick run around the room there. Yeah.
Yeah. So. All right. Now, one thing that we do too sometimes is you'll see a bunch of pictures with people with their hand out like that. You know, it's like they're posing type thing. But what we do is we say, we ask the entities if they're in the room, if they could, please come over and place an orb in my hand, that kind of thing. And, if you, of course, that's what Marianne's got going on there. She's not doing the Egyptian pose, okay? But
No,
you
I'd
can
have to have
see-
my other hand in the other direction for that.
This is the chapel. The chapel up there on the top is renowned for collecting orbs up there. But as you can see, whoops, I hit the wrong button. As you see that one on the bottom, man, it's really bright. It's really bright. But as we progress, they're moving. Okay, see, there's that one there. There's that one there. Now this one, it gets close to coming into your hand. See, there
A
it
little
is
bit
right
closer.
there.
A little bit closer.
A little bit closer. And then it's kind of like fading away. So, there it is right there. All right, this is
One of the rooms
One
that
of the rooms on the corner.
yeah.
So there's one right
You
there.
can see it was one of the patient rooms based on the ceiling pieces you got there for the hanging of the drapes and
So that's the first picture is in there. Then the second picture, not so much. Third picture, no. This is another patient room. It's the first picture. See that right there? See how it's kind of like, it almost looks like it's glowing. You know what I mean? That's why I say they look like they emit their own light. Yeah. And then second picture, looks like it moved. It's like one down here. Oh, I even marked it. And then nothing in the third. So, kind of interesting.
Yeah.
Now, if
No.
that was dust or a bug or something like that, it would have shown up in the other pictures.
right. And it normally if it was dust, it's not going to go sideways across the room to a different location. It would fall straight down. Gravity pulls things downward. It doesn't pull them across. So if anything, that would have been a bug, but we didn't see any
Right.
motion. It wasn't it wasn't changing shape to a different shape or anything like that.
So this is that area where that picture, there's that picture of Jimmy Snipes. He's the gentleman in the blue shirt there, by the way. But look at that. There's one. That's the second picture.
If you go back to that first picture, up at the top in the yellow box to the right at the ceiling level, you can see
Yeah, there's one up here.
you
There's
didn't
some
mark.
through here too, but
Yeah.
these could be dust. You see how
Couple of-
big and they're
huge.
not very bright. But that one up there is. Yeah, I didn't mark that one. Actually, the one that was up here looked like it moved here. It's almost the same light. And then they're gone. I don't even see any.
Now, before you leave this slide, this is when we went to Hillview for the very first time, and we were walking around, just getting some original photos and things. You stood back here at the nurse's station, and I walked down to the end there where it says exit down there, but those exit signs weren't there at the time.
No.
This is a later trip. They had to add and install those. So it was a little bit darker down that hallway. And I was walking down there and I'm like, okay, all right. I've never been in this building before. It's supposed to be a haunted building. And I literally stopped at one point down there towards that exit sign. But it was just prior to that. And I stopped and I had this feeling like I needed to stop and just stop there and turn around and come back. And I stopped, and when I went to turn, I turned to the right. And as I did, there was a sign on the door that said stop, like a hand-drawn like paper sign. And I was like, oh my gosh. You know, that was pretty cool to me. I didn't know there was a stop sign or anything there, but it's just that I got the feeling that I needed to stop there. And then when I turned and there was a stop sign, that was cool.
Pretty cool. Okay, so this is one of the hallways. Again, Marion's crooked leg picture. I don't know, were you sitting on the floor maybe?
Yeah.
There's actually one right there. Let's see if it's in these other ones. No, it's gone. There's one up here. Yeah, there it is. And they're both gone. And I believe that's it. So, yeah, some cool stuff there.
Mm-hmm.
Let me bring that back so we have some light on us. We're gonna wrap it up with that.
We are?
Yeah, we are.
That's it?
Well, we don't have EVP recordings we haven't gone over yet. We got more video to go over. That's why I said we're gonna have to do a version 2, 3, 4, whatever. I'm sure this video's long enough as it is.
Yeah. Well, we were just touching on a couple of
Yeah.
the different types of things that you could, that we've gotten there over time. It's certainly not every piece of evidence that, or anomalies that we would say we've had there, but
Yeah.
a few different types anyway.
Yeah, over different investigations too. That's just not one time there.
Right.
So there was different times and different.
Different areas of
There's
the
always something
building,
going on
and
there.
yeah.
Okay, you have anything else you'd like to add for this video?
Just the information just keeps coming, and more evidence every time we go.
That's right. All right, folks. Hey, until next time,
Thanks for watching.
and happy hunting. Let us know if you like this video by hitting that thumbs up. Also, if you'd like to see more videos from us in the future, support our channel by hitting that subscribe button and dinging that bell so you get notified the next time there's a video from Panic D Videos.
Thanks for watching.
Happy hunting.